cannot tell what may happen to us in this strange medley of life, but we can decide what happens in us, how we can take it, what we can do with it, and that is what really counts in the end. Have you ever known people who always seem to keep their cool? I mean, those who are able to handle even the most awkward social situations with grace. And they always seem to make those around them feel at ease. Do you know how they do it? The answer is in 2 words: emotional intelligence. Hello and welcome to The Being Determined. I'm your host, Mel, still determined and glad you took time to make a date with me. Do you let your emotions drive you? I mean, at times we really cannot help it. But do they get you anywhere? Or you simply create an even worse situation? You know, where we have strong emotions, we're liable to lie to ourselves. In fact, fool ourselves. So why emotional intelligence? It's the difference that does make a difference. I'm talking about the foundation for dealing with impulses, stress. Instead of just reacting, you respond. So emotional intelligence is the capacity to understand and manage your emotions, something we all should learn. Just to show you why, ask yourself this: can I manage my feelings without allowing them to swamp me? Am I able to motivate myself to get things done? Can I sense other people's emotions and respond effectively? If the answer is no, then your timing is so right. After this episode, you will know how to change that. So emotional intelligence facilitates our capacity for, greater resilience, motivation, empathy, reasoning, stress management, even communication. It makes you better able to read other people's emotions, and you'll be able to deal with conflict. When you have an excellent EI, you'll be able to recognize your emotions and their impact on others. You're able to self-regulate. By that, I mean that ability to manage negative or disruptive emotions and to adapt to changes. You'll be able to self-motivate instead of looking for that external praise. Emotional intelligence allows you to empathize. You get to understand how others feel before you respond. The question which then comes to mind is, why then is it important? With EI, you develop strong social skills. You get to build meaningful relationships with people, all the people around you, be it family, be it your business partners, be it your peers. And by developing that strong understanding of yourself and others, you make it easier for people to work with you. It's easier to work with a person who understands himself than one who cannot. And a self-motivated person has a better focus. So the choice is yours, to either get that greater focus or stay ignorant. So whatever's begun in anger ends in shame. Well, when awareness is brought to an emotion, power is brought to your life. It's that time we get to hear from a different voice. Today we have events planner, well known as Mary Lee the Planner, Mary Jane Pirichipindiko. It's good to have you on The Being Determined, MJ. Thank you for accepting our invitation at short notice.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm so excited to be here on The Being Determined.
So the listeners would like to know, who is MJ outside the wedding planning circles?
Well, outside the wedding planning circles, I always keep this entrepreneur mind active. So when I'm at home, I have chickens, selling chickens. And then, when I'm at work, I'm doing work. But when I'm home, I also do chickens as a side project.
Business oriented, hey. So lockdown restrictions have been relaxed a bit. How are you welcoming the change?
I'm very excited about the lockdown restrictions being relaxed, because this now means I can now do my job full swing. And I'm also excited that my brides are also going to have a very exciting opportunity, because when I was at home, I was just thinking to myself, and I was saying, sometimes you put a timeline, you're saying, I need to get this done by this time, which is most of the stuff that my brides were going through. They wanted things to be done by a certain time, but I'm so excited to be walking down with these brides just to make sure that they have the weddings of their lives. So I'm very excited, and I can't wait. I know 2021 is going to be very busy. I'm just praying that we keep doing events, or other planners out there, and that we can have go back to normal again, whereby we could have big weddings. But I'm really welcoming this very well.
With the ban on social gatherings, how was it for you business-wise?
During lockdown, business was very, very low, since there were no events at all. But I really got a chance to work on my clients' portfolios, because although most of them dropped, some of them, they just postponed their dates. So I had that time to really create different portfolios for my bride, just to make sure that when things are normal again, like now, it's just work now, it's just full swing. So I really got a chance to really to know my brides on a very personal level, to make sure that everything that they need, I have it down, and to talk to all my suppliers that I work with, my clients that I work with, my stakeholders, everyone that is involved in my work. So business wise, yes, it was low, but it gave me that opportunity to be able to plan my things properly. So now it's just full swing. I can now do my stuff really very fast and efficiently, because the planning process was very long.
Never really a dull moment with you. So MJ, today we're focusing on emotional intelligence. For the benefit of the listeners, can you tell us your understanding of EI?
Emotional intelligence to me is a very, very important skill, because most of the times when we're working with people, we don't really agree on everything that we work with. For example, everyone who works with customers, everyday clients, different stakeholders, it's really difficult to always be agreeing on things, because we have different opinions. We're different people anyway, which is what makes life very exciting, I think. So being a wedding planner has really helped me to really understand that not everyone thinks the way you think. And for me, I try to give what I call a professional advice to my brides, and most of the times, because of their budget, or maybe because of their background, or maybe because of their families, it doesn't always come the way that they want it to be done. So emotional intelligence is a skill for everyone out there, especially for planners and everyone working with people. So for the benefit of the listeners, I think this is how I understand this concept.
Well, your line of work is one which gets you working with people closely, and mood swings can get in the way at times. How do you manage to keep it professional?
Professionalism is very key in this industry, but what I do is I really try to put the professional side away from me for a while, because what I want to achieve is to really get to know this person that I'm working with. So to me, a bride, like the word bride, is just a title, right? But then behind the bride, there's someone who is there, who I really want to try to understand. So most of the times when I was talking about emotional intelligence earlier, I was talking about negotiating through an emotion and making sure that we agree on certain things. So when I am talking to my clients, and sometimes when there are mood swings involved, I really try to see the root cause, like where it is coming from. And surprisingly, most of the times, families or friends have got a role to play when it comes to mood swings that come from brides or from the people that I'm working with. So it's really important now for me to put the bride aside the title aside and to look at this person as an individual and to really see where this is going. So I'm a very good listener, and being a good listener has really helped me to negotiate my way with my clients. So I think probably that's how I managed to deal with my brides. And most of the times they throw tantrums, they get so very emotional. Sometimes they want to cancel their dates and all that, but I really try by all means to make sure that they really see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is that they want their day to be big, to be exciting, not for everyone but for them. So I really make sure that they understand that the wedding is for them. The wedding is for the bride and the groom. It's for the two of you. So I make sure that they understand that and not try to please everyone there. And I also thank God because He has really helped me to deal with a lot of people. And most of the times when I'm going to meetings, I pray on my way to a meeting. In the morning, I pray on my way when I'm going to work, for God to really give me the spirit to understand everyone, because not everyone can work with people on a daily basis. My job is just to work with people on a daily basis, to talk with people on a daily basis. So I really thank God that He has given me this wisdom, because on my own conscience and on my own mind, I can't do it. But I want to thank God because He has really helped me to work with people and to really negotiate through different emotions and come up with the best event ever.
So to just give us a clear picture, have you ever had such an encounter? I mean, when, personal frustrations got in the way?
I've heard several encounters where personal frustrations get in the way. And it most of the case it gets to a point whereby because it's the peak of the moment, right? A lot of things come into play when someone is planning a wedding, or when someone is expecting their wedding date. There are a lot of things that go on, and most of it is psychological. So I discovered that most of my clients, when they're making a decision, probably when they're angry, they want to cancel the date. They don't want to get married anymore. They don't want to talk to people anymore. They're frustrated because there's just a lot going on. Pressure from family, pressure from friends, from colleagues. There's just a lot going on. So I have several encounters where I have heard to really talk to my brides and to really find out what is going on. As I mentioned earlier, that it's wisdom that I believe God has given me to really be able to understand a bride on a personal level, so that I can be able to deal with that frustration. So in most cases, I try to understand where it is all coming from, and then attack the problem from the root. So that has really helped me to really, sit down with my clients and say, okay, this is happening, okay? We wanted things to go this way. We wanted to book for this venue. But hey, we didn't get the venue that we wanted for some reason. But we're going to make the best of the venue that we have now. Okay, we didn't get what we wanted, probably because of finances, or probably the people that we're expecting to help us didn't pitch up. I'm like, okay, it's fine. But doesn't mean that the wedding is not going to go ahead. It's going to go ahead as planned. So like I always say to my brides, it's about you. The day is about you. So don't try to really go out of the way for other people, because people are never satisfied, So I really try to paint that big picture and say, listen, it's about you. So that is the skill probably that I use all the time, because in most cases, 90% of the cases, frustrations come up, emotional imbalances come up, and that is where emotional intelligence plays a very important.
So EI is believed to be better than IQ. There's somebody out there listening thinking they're managing without. What advice would you have to give to them based on your own experiences as generally an individual and an entrepreneur?
As I have pointed out earlier, emotional intelligence is best, because these kind of events, they're big events, because it's in the lifetime of any person, a wedding or any event, probably it's lobola, or it's a birthday party, it's a bridal shower. It's a very important event in any person's life. So because of that, usually it takes over psychologically. It just takes over a person, and you won't believe this, but most of the times when I'm working with my clients, they don't even use their IQ. They use their emotions. They think with their emotions. They talk out of their emotions. That's why you find out that most people, especially with our families, our relationships are ruined when you're planning events. Have you noticed that? It's because we're not thinking, we're just saying things out of our heads because that's what we feel. Because if you don't know how to negotiate what you feel, you just say it out, right? So it's very important to be able to say, okay, this is how I feel, but it doesn't mean that I have to say it or I have to do according to what I feel, which is emotional intelligence, what we were talking about earlier. So it's 100% suspended. They don't think at all. They don't even put their minds to it. They're just thinking, is this gonna work? Oh my god, it's not gonna work. Oh my god, this is gonna go wrong. So my advice to people out there is to really be able to negotiate our emotions along the way, and it's really important to have someone to be by your side. That is us planners. Someone who's going to be guiding you, someone who's going to be there for you. Have you ever noticed that most times brides on their weddings, they hardly smile, they hardly dance, they are tired emotionally, they are tired physically, like they can't really enjoy their day. Why? Because they couldn't negotiate their emotions back before the date was there, before the event was organized. So my advice, they would be like, have someone by your side, work with someone by your side just to make sure you've got the best event and be able to, control our emotions, which is emotional intelligence, like you pointed out.
So yeah, this has been an interesting conversation. And MJ, it's after lockdown. We're looking forward to, more lobola settings, birthdays, engagements, weddings, and you happen to be the real deal at the moment. How can the listeners get hold of you?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm honored. I'm the one honored to be with you today. So you can get in touch with me on my 2 WhatsApp numbers, 0733 581 047. I'll repeat the number again, 0733 581 047. Or you can WhatsApp me again on this number, 0774 240 769, 0774 240 769. Or you can also reach me on my Facebook page, Mary Lee the Planner. And remember, excellence and 100% is my motto.
Use pain as a stepping stone, not a camping ground. In as much as we all have those dark days, don't make them pull you down. How you react now determines how the world is going to judge you for days, weeks, months, and perhaps a lifetime. If EI is better than just having a perfect IQ, if you haven't upgraded your own, make an effort now. For Mary Jane, it's working. It can work for you. Until you hear from me next time, stay true to yourself. Peace and love. Mel, signing out.